The phone rang, and a cold dread hit Jake Larson like a freight train. It wasn't the sharp focus he felt before a counterterrorism op or the tense hum of a stakeout. This was raw, gut-twisting fear that clawed at his chest. His sister, Emma, was gone. 7 months pregnant, the heart of their family, vanished from her quiet suburban street on a sunny Tuesday afternoon. Her husband, Nate, was a wreck on the other end of the line, his voice breaking. "Jake, she's gone. Just gone." The word was a void, swallowing everything hope, reason light. Jake, an FBI counterterrorism officer, forced his mind to shift gears, even as his heart pounded. Emma's laughter from yesterday's call echoed in his head. She'd been joking about her latest run-in with Susan Mitchell, their HOA president, over the exact height of their hedge. "She acts like she runs the Pentagon, Jake," Emma had said, half laughing, half annoyed. "It's like she gets a kick out of making everyone squirm." A fleeting comment, now a jagged splinter in his thoughts. He grilled Nate, his voice steady despite the chaos inside. "When did you last see her? What was she wearing? Anything unusual?" Nate stammered. Emma was in her favorite green maternity dress, humming about painting the nursery. Her purse set on the kitchen counter, car still in the driveway. No note, no sign of a struggle. Nothing. Jake was already moving, grabbing his keys, checking his off-duty Glock with mechanical precision. "I'm coming," he said, the words flat, brittle. This wasn't a case. This was Emma. The drive to Maple Lane was tortured, lights mocking him, drivers crawling like nothing was wrong. He called his unit chief, DVYD Russo, spitting out the words, "Family emergency. Possible abduction. My sister." Russo didn't hesitate. Resources would mobilize discreetly at first. Jake's FBI badge was a tool. But right now, he was just a brother, picturing Emma, vulnerable and pregnant, in the hands of some faceless monster. He slammed that thought away. Focus. Analyze. Act. At Emma's house, the air smelled faintly of her lavender cleaner, a cruel reminder of her presence. Her floral apron hung over a chair, a sonogram pinned to the fridge with a butterfly magnet. Nate paced, a ghost of himself, muttering about the police on their way. "Officer Lopez said not to touch anything," he said, gesturing at the pristine room. Jake's eyes swept every ink. No forced entry, no chaos. That could mean she knew her abductor, or she was taken elsewhere. Both possibilities churned his stomach. He moved through the house, methodical but wired, checking the half-painted nursery soft gray, a rocking chair with a knitted blanket. Grief hit him like a wave, but he shoved it down. The police arrived. Officer Lopez, calm but firm, and a younger cop, Carter. Jake flashed his credentials, adding weight to the scene. He relayed Nate's story, his own observations. "She wouldn't leave without her phone," Nate insisted. "Not now." The word pregnant hung unspoken, heavy. Then Jake's phone buzzed an unknown number. His blood froze. A text. "Saw, is your sister important to you? Agent Larson? We have her. Keep the police minimal if you want her and the baby back. Instructions soon." So they knew his name, his job. This wasn't random. His counterterrorism work tracking threats across continents had enemies. Had one found him through Emma? The thought was a knife in his gut. He showed the text to Lopez and Detective Hayes, who'd just arrived, his face grim. "This changes everything," Hayes said. "They know you're FBI." Jake nodded, his mind racing. Russo was already escalating hostage rescue team on standby, cyber agents tracing the number. Unmarked cars slipped into the neighborhood, blending in. A mobile command post, a plain RV, parked blocks away. Jake was caught in a surreal, split, terrified brother, seasoned agent. Another text. His phone felt like a bomb. "Saw we see your new friends, Agent Larson. Not smart. You're making this harder for Emma." Saw a photo, followed Emma, tied to a wooden chair, eyes wide with terror, a gag tight across her mouth, her pregnant belly stark onto the green dress. Jake's VY shone blurred with rage, his grip cracking his phone screen. "They're watching," he growled to Hayes. "They're close." The neighborhood smiling neighbors, casseroles, sympathy hit a monster. Faces flashed through his mind. Mrs. Carter, clutching her terrier, teary-eyed. Young Tim from across the street, still holding a wrench. Then Susan Mitchell, the HOA president, arms crossed, her sharp face alight with something too eager. Jake had clashed with her before petty disputes over lawn signs, trash bins. Emma had vented about her control, freak tendencies, her need to dominate every HOA meeting. Was it possible? The idea was insane, but every face was suspect now. The FBI tech team, led by Agent Kim, hit a wall. The burner phone's signal bounced globally, sophisticated yet oddly amateur. The kidnapper wanted him to break, to make a mistake. Hours dragged, each second a fresh cut. Nate, shattered, took a sedative and dozed fitfully. Jake paced, scouring Emma's social media, emails, his own case files for a link. Had a threat from his work slipped through? Nothing fit this cruel, personal game. A call came out of text. A distorted voice, robotic but with a cadence that pricked Jake's memory. "Agent Larson, enjoying our show?" It taunted. Jake kept his voice even. "What do you want?" The voice laughed. "You want Emma back. Her and that little burden she's carrying. How you react decides their future. We're testing you." Saw testing. Saw the word felt wrong, too theatrical, too personal. The demand was bizarre. Transfer due, law 174.37 to a crypto account. A token, the voice rasped. Jake agreed, knowing the trace would likely dead end. Another text, saw Emma's not feeling great. Stress, dehydration. Should have thought of that before your army showed up. Saw a new photo, Emma paler, sweat-matted hair, eyes dulled by exhaustion. Jake's control frayed. "Where is she?" he snarled when the voice called again. A faint click like a throat clearing, then, "Patience, Agent Larson. We're just starting." The line died. Kim approached, eyes sharp. The last call's signal started nearby within a mile before hitting a scrambler. The voice distortion's basic, not pro-grade. Almost amateur. Jake's mind clicked. The theatrics, the petty sum, the focus on his reaction. It wasn't a terror cell. He thought of Susan again, her gaze earlier, too a VYD, too hungry. She lived 4 houses down, knew Emma, knew Jake was FBI. Emma had complained about her after a failed HOA garden project, calling her a drama queen who needed to direct everything. Jake walked to Susan's house, the evening air heavy. Her home was pristine, curtains slightly open. He rang the bell. Susan answered, feigning shock. "Agent Larson, any news?" Poor Emma. Her voice was too shrill, her eyes too bright. "Susan," Jake said, playing weary, "you notice anything today? You're always watching the street." She fidgeted. "Oh, errands, you know. In and out." Her alibi was vague, her hands twisting. When Jake mentioned doorbell cameras, her eyes flicked away. "Are you reacting appropriately?" she said. The word saw reacting saw sharp, echoing the kidnapper's taunt. Jake's blood ran cold. It was her. He signaled Kim discreetly. Deep dive on Susan Mitchell digital footprint, purchases, traffic cams. Quietly, back at the command post, he replayed the distorted voice, stripping away the rasp. Susan's nasal, superior tone from HOA meetings. Could it be her? An hour later, Kim returned, grim. She bought voice distortion software 3 days ago, same version as the calls. A burner phone yesterday, paid cash. Her car was on Miller's VY Lee Road at 2:15 p.m., heading to the old quarry back by 3:45. Her errand story's a lie. Worse, Susan had searched stress on late-term pregnancy and hoax penalties. It was deliberate, cruel. Jake's rage turned icy. Tactical team, silent approach. Quarry now. Emergency warrant for her house. The quarry was isolated, perfect for hiding someone. The warrant came fast. Jake, Hayes, and a tactical team hit Susan's house. She opened the door, face pale, eyes wide. "Where's Emma?" Jake growled. Susan crumbled. "It was a prank, a social experiment. I wanted to see you react, Mr. Big Shot Agent." She admitted Emma was at the quarry's groundskeeper cottage, claiming it was just a game. Jake sped to the quarry, siren blaring, the road dark and rough. The cottage was a rotting shack, barely standing. The tactical team surrounded it. "Emma Larson, make a sound." A bullhorn boomed. A faint cry. Jake kicked the door in. Emma was there, tied to a chair, face streaked with tears, green dress soiled. He cut her free, pulling the gag off. She sobbed into his shoulder. She said it was a surprise for Nate, then tied me up. I thought I'd die. Paramedics rushed in. Emma was dehydrated, bruised, but the baby's heartbeat was strong. Susan's house yielded damning evidence. Her computer, the burner phone, a script for the calls with notes like sound menacing. She'd planned every cruel detail, researching how to torment Emma. Neighbors watched, horrified, as word spread. Susan, in a police car, muttered it was a joke. People are too sensitive. Even now, she saw no wrong. The next morning, Emma was stable in the hospital, Nate by her side. Jake gave a statement, detailing Susan's hoax that sparked a federal manhunt. Charges stacked up: kidnapping, hoax terrorism, wire fraud, emotional distress. Susan's trial was swift. Her prank defense collapsed against the evidence. The judge's verdict was brutal. Years in federal prison, her assets seized. She wept as marshals led her away, finally grasping her ruined life. Maple Lane was scarred but healing. The HOA dissolved. Neighbors rallied around Emma and Nate, Leah vying flowers meals. The media exploded. Susan became a symbol of narcissistic malice. Emma, resilient but haunted, faced nightmares, her pregnancy joy tainted. Months later, Jake held his newborn niece, Grace, in a bright hospital room. Emma smiled, radiant despite the shadows. The nursery, once a place of fear, was now a haven of baby powder and soft toys. Jake's rage at Susan faded, replaced by love for his family. Susan was a cautionary tale, proof that petty grudges could turn monstrous. But in Grace's tiny grip, he saw hope, resilience, the unyielding strength of family. Susan had wanted a reaction, and Jake had given one. Not panic, but the full force of his skill, love, and fury. It was enough. What do you think? Could someone like Susan ever believe their prank was harmless, or was she fully aware of the terror she caused? Should the law treat hoax kidnappings as harshly as real ones, given the trauma? And how far would you go to protect your family from a neighbor gone rogue? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more insane true crime stories.